Namaskar and welcome back to Media Scan, your weekend dose of headlines, controversies and perspectives. Viewers, just a little over 10 years ago, a political party was founded here in the national capital, riding the wave of anti-corruption in the whole of the country. They promised to cleanse politics and rid it of corruption forever. Today, just a decade later, many of their ministers and senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, both in Punjab and in Delhi, are embroiled in multiple cases of corruption. But all those cases will pale in the light of the recent revelations about the mind-boggling amount spent on the renovation of the residence of the Delhi Chief Minister, who once promised that it did not require any perks of power to serve the people of the country. So, is Aam Aadmi Party the ultimate betrayal in Indian politics? This is precisely what we will discuss on Media Scan right now. But before that, very quickly, what did Mr. Arvind Kejriwal say when he assumed power? Let's listen.
मैं बहुत छोटा सा आदमी हूं, मेरी बहुत छोटी सी औकात है। आज मेरे घर में 4 या 5 कमरे हैं। मैं जहां भी जाऊंगा 4-5 कमरों से ज्यादा की मेरे को क्या जरूरत है भाई साहब? 4-5 कमरे ही चाहिए, हाथ पैर पसारने के लिए उतनी जगह चाहिए, और जगह की क्या जरूरत है?
So, from no need of any official perks to a bungalow renovated at the mind-boggling cost of nearly 45 crore rupees. Why is this happening in Delhi? Are the people ready to take this betrayal? Joining here with me right now, Mr. L.R. Rao, former Delhi police officer, at the same time a practicing lawyer. Nobody has seen Delhi politics and Delhi developments better than him. Welcome, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Also joining me, senior journalist, articulate commentator, editor of The Organizer, Praful Ketkar. Welcome back, Mr. Ketkar. Namaskar.
Namaste. Namaste.
And also with me, veteran journalist, author of many books, a keen observer of Delhi politics for the past many decades, Siddharth Mishra. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
And Mr. Ketkar, I will come to you first, sir. You know what the Aam Aadmi Party had said in the beginning. You and I were witness of that event more than 10 years ago. From that to this day, I can go on and on about these details of the renovation, whether it is the flooring, the marbles, the kitchen, the mandir, the electrical works. You have it and it's there. But the moot question remains, is Aam Aadmi Party the ultimate betrayal in the politics of India? Your take.
Thank you, Smita ji. See, this what is now is called as the Operation Sheesh Mahal. It's a not just a story of great betrayal, but I think the way brazen and shameless defense of this spending is presented by the spokesperson and leader of Aam Aadmi Party, Raghav Chadha, that it was as of pre-independence period bungalow and it not good enough to habitate. So that clearly shows the mindset. The people who had come to clean the politics have in fact degraded and deteriorated their political actions more than any other mainstream party. No other political party has mainstreamed so fast with the corrupt acts. Can you imagine? A minister had to resign within a week in Punjab.
Yes.
2 top ministers are in jail in Delhi. And still this party is trying to project itself as a clean party, as of an educated leader, and have this courage to speak about anti-corruption legacy.
No, but one second, Mr. Ketkar, just a small question. All over the world, not just in India, We see it in Europe, in Asian countries, in Japan, France, in Italy, everywhere. People in highest offices have been accused of corruption for a long time. Why should a corruption, even if it is proved, of an Aam Aadmi Party leader be seen differently?
No, simply for two reasons. One, when Aam Aadmi Party was formed on October 2nd, 2012, it vouched for and claimed the legacy for anti-corruption movement. It came out of that movement, though many people from within the movement had seen that time also as backstabbing of Shri Anna Hazare and other leaders. Because before that also Mr. Kejriwal had clearly said that I have no intention of joining politics. Then he said, I will never join hands with Congress.
Yes.
The first government he formed was with the Congress. Then here is the party which claimed all kinds of soaps. Today in Delhi, the lawyers who are assistants in High Court are not being paid. The sanitation workers have denied their rights. Delhi University colleges under Aam Aadmi Party government, they are not paid their salaries. They are always talking about the schemes and Delhi model. But if Delhi model is about the inhabitable house is renovated with what? 8 lakh rupees per piece curtains? If this hypocrisy is a problem. When you are accusing others, questioning others of corruption and claim a legacy about entire anti-corruption movement, and then in Punjab, your leaders are being sacked, your leaders are denied bail weeks after weeks by the courts. Finally, you had to remove them from your cabinet. And now, the leader himself is spending 45 crores on renovating a house.
Yes, I'll come to more details, Mr. Ketkar.
Delhi, you would have got a new bungalow built in this amount.
For less than that. For less than that. But I will come to Siddharth Mishra here. Siddharth Mishra, very quickly, you have been observing Delhi politics for a long time. There were allegations of corruptions on previous governments, if I remember very well, the Sheila Dikshit government too. But here, the Aam Aadmi Party has taken the plea that, you see, these are bungalows which were built long before even independence, and they had become completely inhospitable to the extent that they have become a risk to human life for whoever lives inside them. And so, meaning to say that this renovation was totally essential. My question is, as Mr. Ketkar pointed out, is this one of those many, instances of hypocrisy that has been seen from the Aam Aadmi Party side? Or is it, according to you, a necessary renovation? It may have gone a little over the cost, perhaps.
Smita, at the start of the show, you said that you were witness to that event at Ramlila ground where he announced his. Fortunately or unfortunately, I had been witnessing Mr. Kejriwal for about 10 years before that. And we were to live in the same colony where he lived. And at that point of time, he ran his political outfit from a Sarkari quarter, which was allotted for him for doing a Sarkari duty, which he never discharged. He was on leave all through that period, and he lived in that Sarkari quarter and discharged the Sarkari duty. So this man was dishonest from day one. But at that time, when there is a wave in favor of somebody and, somebody catches up the imagination of the people go along with that person and, nobody questioned this. In fact, if you go through my writings, I had questioned this even at that point of time, that why is he staying in the quarters of the Indian Revenue Service in Girnar Tower of Kaushambi and running his political outfit at his office. In fact, after when he became chief minister, he stayed there for quite some time and then he took that Centro car ride, that famous Centro car ride from the Kaushambi metro station to this thing, and all that drama, it all had started and happened there. Now, talking that this building is about older than the independence, this building is as old as the old secretariat, where the Delhi government is housed. They are of the same vintage, and there are several other old buildings in civil lines area which are of the same vintage, slightly older than the buildings in the Lutyens, Delhi, because that was where the first capital was planned after coronation. And all these buildings have been restored. You see, all these buildings have been restored. In fact,
Siddharth Mishra. Siddharth Mishra, very quickly. No, nobody is questioning the need for renovation of bungalows. Of course, they were old, they needed to be spruced up. It is about the budget, sir.
He has damaged a heritage monument.
Yes.
Heritage building. What I'm trying to say, most of these buildings have been restored, keeping in view the ASI guidelines, including the old secretary. The old restoration work of old secretary took place at one point of time, and they were restored to their original grandeur. And the original grandeur did not even, when you restored the whole old secretariat, I'm sure it did not cost them 45 crore rupees. It must have cost, even the Delhi University, which is as old as these buildings, that building also has been restored to its original this thing as a heritage building, and it must not have costed them so much. You can check with the records there. Now, what he has done is, one, he has the amount which he has spent has damaged the heritage character of this building. See, this is, you see, we have in the newspapers, if you have been following, there is a case against the CEO of Delhi Jal Board, who has demolished a medieval structure to build a mansion for the CEO of Delhi Jal Board. So these people have no respect. One thing is corruption. There are several cases of corruption for them. It is being talked about. And this is not this is one small instance of corruption, I would say. This is an instance of their brazenness. They have no respect for the for the heritage.
Please allow me to involve Mr. Rao here in this situation. You have to, Mr. Rao, Siddharth Mishra has just talked about, you know, the fact that it's not just about you know, renovating a structure. It's about the brazenness with which it has been done. And it may interest you, sir, as a resident of Delhi, to know, I wish it was just a renovation. This renovation was effected at a time when this city was reeling under the, you know, the COVID situation. All kinds of construction work was banned. It is at that time that this renovation was going on. And to see that the kind of expenses were made, I have some data here which shows that under the Swachh Bharat mission, the budget that was released to the Delhi government, the CAG report says not a single toilet for the people was constructed in Delhi, whereas the budget of toilets in the bungalow that was renovated of the chief minister goes into about 8.5 lakhs. So with remote control toilets and all those, you know, details you have been watching across media channels this whole week. Before I come to the legal, you know, and the other aspects of this whole thing, as a resident of Delhi, sir, what are your sentiments when you read these details or see them on television?
Yes, ma'am. When this party came into existence in 2012, the people were hoping that, because they came on the platform of that we will be giving a very clean politics and we will fight against the corruption. The main motto was that we will fight against the corruption. That's why the people of Delhi, as I am also a citizen of Delhi, and everybody wanted that some person with a clean image, and people expected him to be a very clean image, and because they believed him, and the thumping majority was given to him initially and after that also. And but after some time, after some years, while his activities were not so much of towards honesty, so many honest people left this party, like Mr. Yogendra Yadav or Kumar Viswas and so many other things, who considered that this is not a party which came on the promise of cleaning this corruption issue from our country or from our Delhi. Then they left it out. But he continued to be doing all these things, and as you rightly said that, ma'am, the renovation is not a problem. Problem is the budget. How much budget has been spent on the taxpayers' money has been wasted like this. This is totally brazen, that I must say, this is a brazen. I don't know who approved this, who was the officer who passed these bills. That is very strange. That is the matter of inquiry, or if CAG has came into conclusion that like that you have said that the toilets have been made over 8 lakhs rupees.
Yes.
And the total renovation budget is about 45 crores. That nobody can believe, even at any stage of imagination. No sane person can think that 45 crores can be used for a renovation of a bungalow. By
No,
that
so
time,
sir,
it's
coming to the legal aspects of
Yeah.
the whole thing, you were just saying that you have rightly wondered, I mean, who would have approved such expenses for a government construction job? But that is not all. This is public money being spent on renovating somebody's residence, official residence, but we have details to show that they did not even resort to the mandatory tendering process. However, my question to you, sir, is how do you, what kind of a cognizance can be taken of the matter? Should some inquiry not be initiated immediately? And how can it be followed up? Because you have been a police officer for a long time and you are also a legal luminary. So what do you think should be done in terms of actionable steps?
Yes, ma'am. I had been in police for 36 years, and during that time I investigated the corruption cases also as well as. In that case, I think that we must have some complaint about it. Somebody has to come forward with a written complaint saying that is this type of corruption has been taken place. Then that inquiry of that complaint can be made, and that if prima facie it seems that it has been a brazen use of government money, and the government money has been misused in that case, and the corruption element of corruption is found during that inquiry, then FIR should have been registered, and that it should be investigated by a team of specialized officers. They should come out with the truth that what amount was it there in that market, that is this amount was genuinely spent on that renovation, or it was given to some middleman or like that. And also you have rightly pointed out that there is a tendering process for this renovation also, because we have in a system that we have a tender system, and that too not on an open tender. Nowadays the e-tendering system is there.
Yes.
It's openly given on the website, then the lowest price bid is being approved by the person. That I think that is to be seen by the investigation or the inquiry in this matter, whether there is any violation of the rules and regulations.
Sir, it is, it's mind-boggling to see that. Forget about the renovation work. The details tell us that at least 1 crore rupees were paid simply for the consultation of the interior decoration. So that is the kind of amount we are looking at. However, sir, I want to come to Siddharth Mishra quickly here. Siddharth Mishra, the counter that has been coming from the Aam Aadmi Party is that all the political parties, particularly the central government, are very disturbed about the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has the full support of the voters of Delhi. They have won back-to-back assembly elections. They are now also ruling, the MCD, and so therefore these are ways to trap their leadership, because the people of Delhi are solidly with them. You being an observer of Delhi politics, what would you like to say in the light of the recent revelations?
You see, winning electoral battles and indulging in corruption are two very separate things enunciated in our constitution. However a popular leader you may have been, many a popular leaders, many a chief ministers have gone to jail in this country, have been convicted in corruption charges. Right? So winning a popular election, winning an electoral battle is one thing, and being involved in corruption is another. And there is a case of corruption against their ministers, and whatever they may say, why are the courts not giving bail to their 2 senior ministers? They have been languishing in jail for some time. They have done all possible drama, to get the bail, try to play that victim card, to get the sympathy to Adani, Ambani, all everything under the thing they have tried to do. But there is a solid case, and on basis of that case, they have not got bail. So you see, these two things are different. Howsoever they may try, howsoever they may say that look, we are very popular. You may be popular, you may win electoral battles, but that does not stop the cases of corruption being pursued against you, and those cases
all right.
pursued against you.
Can I also get a comment from Praful Ketkar? Mr. Ketkar, the Aam Aadmi Party just very recently has been given the status of a national party, which has certainly boosted their confidence. And on top of that, they are saying that the way the party is expanding and its footprint is visible in various other states, they are already ruling Punjab. It is a sign of the nervousness of the BJP leadership and the NDA government. The fact that one after another, back to back, their leaders are being entrapped in such cases. But the fact remains that just as in the case of Manish Sisodia, they had made tall claims of Kattar Imandar. But again and again and again, the courts have refused to grant bail to Mr. Sisodia. Now there is a charge sheet in front of us. So certainly there is something. They cannot take this plea of, political witch hunting forever.
So this, please accept, we need to accept that like any other party, because transparency was one of the key issues that Aam Aadmi Party stood for, at least ideologically claimed so. Now, if transparency was such a critical thing, why Aam Aadmi Party founder refused to declare the donations received either during anti-corruption movement or after formation of the party? He never answered to his colleagues. And now you see the kind of, blatant corrupt practices that are being adopted. One of the key things, this is no longer Aam Aadmi Party. This is a very party of very khas people. Deol, Pearl, Marble are imported from Vietnam. 3 crore just importing marble for Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Is this any sign of Aam Aadmi? Now, if you see the entire
so you just mentioned about the donations which were received during the India Against Corruption movement. Are you trying to hint that they have been dubious from the very beginning, or are you saying that all these details of the renovation is because they have now become corrupted by power, which is sometimes natural?
No, I don't believe that ever Mr. Kejriwal was for clean politics.
Okay.
He used anti-corruption movement to perpetuate what he always wanted. If a person as an IRS officer is misusing his residence to run NGOs, that shows the mindset. A person who takes a vow in the name of his kids and say, I will never align with Congress, and then forms a government with Congress, that shows the mindset. So I don't discount this. The point here is, still he is claiming the legacy of anti-corruption movement, and that, see, we are in electoral politics. Fighting elections require money. We all know this. This has been the trend and we need to change it. But when you say, what court has said in Manish Sisodia's case, the special judge said the payment of advance of kickbacks of around 90 to 100 crores was meant for him and other colleagues in this particular instance with his co-accused.
Right.
This is the clear statement while denying the bail. And still if somebody is claiming, and this is not just with Manish Sisodia, you take any other case, either related to Amit Ratam, there
Satendra
again,
Jain.
Punjab, it's a Punjab Vigilance Bureau. Where is the central government here?
Right.
Punjab
So
Vigilance
let me
Bureau.
quickly get a take from Mr. Rao here. Since we have a lawyer on the panel, we should ask him, sir, when we look at the observations of the judges and the charge sheet and various other the evidences that have come out, do you think it is becoming increasingly difficult for the Aam Aadmi Party leadership to claim this anti-corruption stance, because dubious details are coming out one by one? And also a quick reaction on what do you have to say about their claim of support from the Delhi people in terms of votes?
So initially there was a support from the Delhi people, but with the passage of time I think it is now decreasing. You might have seen in the MCD election also. But as you pointed out, are the court observations on these corruption cases while discussing on bail. All bails are being argued on the basis of the evidences collected by the investigating agency. When there is some bail application there in the court, before the court, then the court asks for the response from the investigating agency, and then in that response the investigating agency give all the type of proofs which they have found during that investigation, and on the basis of that the court decides whether the bail should be granted or not granted. But in these cases there are some very revealing remarks of the learned judges while disposing those bail applications, that this is a very serious matter amounting to several crores of rupees embezzlement and the corruption activities in this case. There is a phrase in that English, then you might have heard that the power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It seems that in this case this is fit for this Aam Aadmi Party, because initially they came into power and slowly they are coming into absolute power, then they are thinking that there is nobody to check their activities. That is why I think with the passage of time, once his earlier health minister went to jail, now this excise minister and education minister is in jail, and now they are not afraid of what is being done by these people, this party.
Right.
They are absolutely
I think I get your point, sir. You are trying to say that this plea of innocence and political witch hunt can only be taken so far, because when there are facts and evidences in black and white, it might not be so easy for them to take that plea. But on that note, I am afraid, Mr. Rao, we'll have to end this conversation here. Let us see how it goes, and whether the people of Delhi can see through what is going on here. Thank you very much for joining us here in the studio. We shall call you back again one of these days. And Mr. Praful Ketkar and Siddharth Mishra, who have so generously shared their perspective with us, explaining to us not only the political nuances but also the details of these cases that have been tumbling out back to back. Thank you very much, Mr. Ketkar. Thank you very much, Siddharth Mishra. Please join us again.
Thank you.
Viewers, it is one thing to betray the people politically, but it is another thing to brazenly go back on your promises, and that plea of political witch hunt can only be taken so far. When there is evidence in the public domain, more credible answers are required today or tomorrow. Let us see how it goes. With that, it's a wrap up on Media Scan for this evening. See you next weekend with another important subject. Till then, namaskar.